Well, good afternoon. And this is Dr. Nona James, your instructor for CONR 725, Beyond Power, the Theory and Practice of Emotional Decision Making. And the first thing I'm going to do is give everyone a wonderful rah, 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 because you survived the first week of the course with the ACU CONR 725. So kudos to everyone, and I can say that because of the wonderful papers and assignments, the results of the assignments that were submitted. So I appreciate your timeliness on those and just your efforts, wonderful discussions that I saw with your peers and how well you worked through that. Well, for starters, I would tell you, I'm coming to you in a cold environment. I'm here in Colorado, and we had a terrible blizzard that flew in over the evening, and we're all snowed in. But one of the perks of that is I get to spend the day cozied up next to the fireplace with enjoying a cup of hot apple cider, and was able to get a little bit of homework here done, some reading, and even preparation for this week's class, which of course, assignments that we're going to be working through for week 2. Before I do that, I have a little bit of housekeeping that I wanted to just present to you all, and just also real quickly here, kind of give a quick overview of what you should have gleaned from last week's assignment that you had, and then also what to expect getting ready for this week, week 2, which has to do with decision theory and neuroscience. Both of them very interesting topics, and I particularly have enjoyed just recently in the last 7 months exploring more about neuroscience and even social psychology, totally separate, but there is some correlation because of the neuroscience and how that impacts decision making that we're going to talk about. So housekeeping is, first off, again, kudos to everyone that got their assignments in on time in Canvas. Just a reminder that I encourage everyone to not wait till the last minute before your deadline, the clock, but please try and start applying or trying to upload your assignments, your discussions, your group work at least 30 minutes before that deadline, because if you're just 1 minute, half second over 11:59 Central Time on submitting that, the Canvas system will deduct your score. And it's real important, because let's say that you are just on that low A minus and you're a little bit late, you're going to end up getting a B. And you all have worked too hard and will with some of the assignments to have a submission that you have massaged, worked, QC'd as far as the quality of it, and then to have a system deduct you like that. So I encourage you to continue that timeliness and attentiveness to that. The other is also citations. There were some questions on certain things. If ever you have something that is uniquely out of citations, I know the Harvard Business Review was one of them this week. Do you do HBR and then, or the article that the individuals, contributors wrote? I talked to Dr. Fleming, and we are saying use the citation from HBR and that page number that's listed there for the article, and then citing the article. But I'll be giving you more in a written announcement regarding that. But just be mindful, if you have anything unique, feel free to contact me, or for Section W1 students assigned to Dr. Christian Shoup, refer to him. If he can't, he and I cannot, then we will get you that answer. So just be patient as we work through that, and we learn together too. And that's why I enjoy, this process and instruction. The other is we are always available if you have questions, any emergencies, concerns you have related to the coursework. Please keep us posted and connected with us. If you have any personal emergencies, family emergencies, we encourage you to get with the advisor that you have been assigned, so that can be communicated with them, and that can be worked out in the appropriate process, and ensure it doesn't impact your participation with the course and your assignments. The last thing I want to talk about housekeeping has to do with also the ability to maintain integrity and honesty as you attend. For those that are seasoned with ACU, that is a big thing, and it is something that's mandated and looked at heavily and seriously with the university, Abilene Christian University. So those that are new, I encourage you to continue to get acquainted with your student handbook. Any questions, concerns you have, again, get in touch with me or the program director, Dr. Kippy Fleming. I encourage you, in the Air Force, we have something called Wingmen. For those that may know the military, and particularly the Air Force, we have something called Wingmen, and it's how we take care of one another and ensure that even as military history, a soldier is never left behind. And so I want to, and in that perspective of what Air Force does, I want us to be good wingmen as students to one another at ACU. You may be geographically removed and all by yourself, but you're still part of ACU. Those that are with other ACU, you're together, that's great. And I want you to take care of one another. By that, if there are things that another person needs help with, or even just if you're out somewhere, I encourage you all to take care of one another. Be that buddy, be that wingman wildcat, and taking care of one another. If there are things that you see that are not correct, have that personal as well as social integrity and ACU and Christ-like. What would Christ do? Good Samaritan, to be able to take care of one another when you're out with events, outings, personal outings, even in the community, representing not only ourselves, but also representative of the university that we're going to take care of. There are times that you may be able to intervene, and it's okay, but make sure it's safe. But the thing about it is, there is also those times that we can still feel that we have taken care and reporting things that may not look right in the care of taking care of one another or others. So I just wanted to share that. And from a biblical perspective, it really is signature of a Good Samaritan. So with that, I just want to quickly just share with you that last week we were fortunate to be able to explore what was appropriate decision making, understanding the case of decision making. And we did that through Con's book, Power and Love, and the Harvard Business Review. And some things that we were able to glean on is why good leaders make bad decisions. Why do good leaders make bad decisions? And then we were able to glean more on conquering a culture of indecision. And we had some wonderful articles. One, Dilemma of Decision Making of the Organization, Culture of Power of over decision making, and Culture of Indecisiveness. And you all had an opportunity to apply that when you participated in your discussion groups. With one another. You also had your group work that you did, as well as your papers. You were able to apply that. And from the discussions, I found them to be very rich and informative. And it proved evident that we all, part of it's because we're just human, is the fact that we make mistakes. But the greater of it is what can we learn from that. So I just want to applaud you that I think it was a successful week. I hope you all enjoyed the studies on that. And that brings us to this week's module. And the focus is on decision theory and neuroscience, which I found to be very informative, insightful. I don't think there's been work that's been done on the perspective of particularly neuroscience, but how does it relate to power and decision making, as well as conflict resolution? So this week you'll be exploring Bazerman's book on judgment in managerial decision making, And when you finish, you should have a deeper understanding of biases. In particular, encourage you to look at Bauermann's video link that's in the syllabus, cognitive biases and how that impacts. You'll also be exploring the term heuristic. And I encourage you not only to look at what you have, the links again in the module, but also your book that you'll be using by Bazerman and the other resources. Again, you'll also participate in your group assignments, the discussion board, as well as your assignments that you will have due this next Monday for your writing. And in your discussions, you should submit yours by the end of this week, and be sure and do it timely enough so that others can respond to what your input is on there. So that's basically it. If you have any questions at all, please email me in Canvas, and I'll promise to try and respond to you within 24 hours from the receipt of your email, and we'll get you an answer. If there's time that I need, I'll let you know that too. One more thing before I close out. I really want to try and have a Zoom session this Thursday or Friday, no more than 20-30 minutes. And I just want to have us collectively say hello to one another and see how you're doing. So could you please let me know what times are good after 6 p.m. For me, that would be 5 Mountain Time. You all starting between 6 and no later than 7:30, but preferably between 6 and 7. How many can be available for that? I really would like to get everyone. And again, it's just kind of a visual greet and grin, and see what we can do. I'll be following up with a written announcement on that. And if you'll just respond to that and give me some times, I appreciate it. In addition, those that are new and this is your first time at ACU and maybe your first course, can you please confirm if this is or where you are in the course? And that just gives me an idea of what kind of diversity we have as far as the student activities or student experience here in ACU. Well, that's it. And from Colorado, where I am going to try and stay warm, get another cup of tea, and pray that we can get out on the roads by tomorrow morning. And I just hope that you all have a wonderful and blessed week. And I hope you enjoy learning about decision theory and neuroscience. Have a good day.